Alrighty, welcome everybody to the first project here that we're going to try to do. This is a Honda Shadow Ace Edition 750. It's year 2000. We got it from a buddy of mine who's trying to downsize some things. It's been parked for the last 10 years, and I don't think it's ran or been tried to start in 8 years. So we are going to discover what she needs. Maybe we'll get lucky and it'll start right away. Maybe not. We'll find out. There's some things that we gotta definitely do. You can see we got some dry rotted tires, so we're gonna have to get some new rubber on this girl, and we'll see what we can do. Last year before I decided to start a channel, I did the same thing with this one. This is a 2004 Honda Shadow. I got this one out of a shed that hadn't ran in 12 years. The guy just parked it and forgot about it. And I got this one for $700 and put some money into it. Not too much, honestly. I think it only took about 400 bucks. Got it running, all new fluid, tires, and a lot of polishing, and it turned out great. So we're gonna see if we can do the same thing to this one and get this one flipped. We'll see how we do on it, but this is gonna be the first thing we try to do here, and let's get to it. So before we dig into this, something else I forgot to mention is the guy I got it from said when he parked it, it might have had a timing spark issue of some type. So truthfully, when I got it in the driveway the other day, I put a jump pack on it, tried to start it, loaded up with starter fluid. That's why the air cover's off of it. Nothing. So we're gonna dive into it. We're gonna start taking it down a little bit, get it stripped back a little bit, then we'll see if we can get it started, check for spark, and go from there. Struggled to get the battery out. It had swollen up a little bit. I'm pretty sure this is the factory battery whenever they bought the bike. I know they bought the bike new with the dealer. Said only had 6 miles on it when they got it. So still got a lot of work to do. Alright, we are going to get this tire off and then we'll move up to the front and get that one off. Not a great start. This drum brake bracket off, so it comes off as one piece. Just put it back in there so we don't lose it. Same with carbon. Alright, so far so good. Let's come to this side. Should be loose. It should be loose. We should be able to just beat it out of the other side. We'll see. All right. We're going to lower it down now that that's loose. Just get the wheel on the ground so it's supported. It makes it easier for us to get it off. Then we'll worry about just like every 10mm item, it was almost missing. Show you here in a second, but there's a little bit of surface rust down under here. Guess that's from sitting around for a while. It's on the frame, it's not a big deal. We'll scrape it off, throw some Rust-Oleum on there. It's behind covers, you'll never see it. Put these bolts back so we don't lose them. Perfect. Stand it back up. All right, one down, one to go. All right, so we loosened these up with some coil. I already broke them loose, just wanted to make sure we could actually get them down. So, finished loosening them up on both these sides. And let's see if we can get this to spin. Gonna be as easy as the back. Alright, I backed these out a little bit more. I was struggling there for a minute, so I stopped the video, went and got something. I got more leverage, because that's always key, and I'm expecting this to be pretty galded up because it took way more effort than it should have to come loose. So we'll get this loose, go to the other side, take the caliper off, and this should pop right out for us. Should not have been as hard as it was. Alright, next, I gotta get this caliper off. Just helps free up the wheel. And then we'll spin the axle the rest of the way out. Almost lost you guys there. 12mm. Loctite on the back of these. We've got to make sure to put some new stuff on. Wonder what these brake pads look like. I mean, the bike only has, I think, like 8,000 miles on it. So I don't know if the brake pads were ever serviced or if they're the stock pads. We'll find out. We can take a look at the drum too. We haven't done that yet. Take these three out. This one you don't technically have to take off, but it makes life a lot easier. Let's see. Can you guys see that? Yeah, pads are actually really good, all things considered. So I think this bike did a lot of highway time. Um, so not a whole bunch of city braking to beat those up. So I'd imagine the drum brakes look just as good, if not better. Get a bungee to tie this up. Don't want to nick our fender, considering it looks great. Do that. Just to show you. Put that up out of the way. Just put it underneath the over the handlebar, over the brake lever, or sorry, the clutch lever, and that'll keep her out of the way, and we won't scratch up this fender, because other than an insane amount of dirt, these look great. The shadows are weird. The front bumpers are plastic, and on this model the rear bumper is metal. On my shadow here that I did last year, both the front and the back are plastic. So gotta be careful. You get them scratched up, there's no really coming back from it. So want to be nice to these things. Gonna thread this nut in on this other side just a little bit, a couple threads so we don't hurt it. Give it a smack to loosen that side up. Perfect. Came right on through. So I'm gonna lean this forward. Well, I'm gonna try to at least. Let's see if we can, how far we can get this out before. Oh wow. This side came out super nice. Wish the other side would have been like that. All right. Well, that was easier than I thought it was gonna be. Sweet. So, cut this tire off. Let's see here. Show you. This one's dry rotted all around. Tread's pretty much gone on them too, at least on this front one. Let's see what the back looks like. Yeah, back is there's really not much to it either. So definitely, even if they weren't dry rotted, they were gonna need new ones. So all right, we'll put this back together so we don't lose the axle or any nuts and bolts, and then we'll move on to the next thing. Alrighty, so we got the tires back. Nice one-day turnaround from the shop. Actually, it was same day, so took care of this yesterday. A little set of Dunlops on here. It's a great tire. We've run that before. Before we get that on the bike, we got that little bit of rust spot back here to take care of. So we'll scrape that up with some steel wool and make sure we cover the chain, get that all covered. Throw some Rust-Oleum on there. Alright, looks good as new. We just wanted to scrape that off, cover it up so the rust doesn't keep growing. Just a gloss black over this, so once we clean it up, you'll never even know it was painted. Like we said, we are going to get this tire on, so just the reverse of what we did before. Let's take these axle bolt out. We got to torque this to 70 to 75 pounds, and the rest is pretty self-explanatory. Tire get underneath there, stand her up. Be hopeful if that stayed up. There we go. Of course that fell out. go. Alright, axle's through. Let's thread this bolt in. These pinch nuts are loose. Alright, so that's all tightened up. Now we got all these pinch nuts need to get tightened down. These are going to go to 25 torque pounds. So I'm just going to get them finger tight real quick. And we'll break out the torque wrench again. Make that adjustment. 2 on this side, 2 on this side. It's all the same. Just torque wrench back down to 25. 20 to 25 is technically what it is, so we'll just get in the middle there. So there's I'm not going all the way right away with the first one. You go kind of halfway and then do them evenly. So you see on this side, we'll kind of get some tension on it, go over to this one, get some tension on it. We're going to be close here. Let's go back. Just pinch that axle evenly. There we go. Okay, now we're going to do the brakes. Pretty much the same thing. Do it in reverse. I did crack the master cylinder up there to open up these brake pads a little bit more, just so it's easier to get on here. We got to thread these guys out. We got some red Loctite. We'll put some new juice over these so they don't come out. It's the last thing you want when you're riding is your brakes to fall out. So get these on. This pad would stay in the right spot, it would go right over. There we go. Simple as that. Just take a little bit of this Loctite. Give her a little dab. Get that started, do the next one. Don't need a lot, just a little does the job. Alright, so we'll get those torqued down. I really just tightened up. There's probably a torque spec for these, but we're just going nice and tight. And there's that last one to hold your brake line up here. And then we'll close down that master cylinder. Well, actually, we're going to check the fluid first. Make sure it doesn't look bad. If we need to, we'll bleed and replace it. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea considering how long the spike's at. And I'm pretty sure I got some over there in the cabinet, so we'll do that anyway. And some of you might be saying, hey, bike's still filthy, but that's the last thing we're going to do. We're going to clean it up after it runs. You don't want to spend all this time cleaning it just for it to not run at all. So once we can take it outside, we'll give her a nice bath, get her all ready to go. So. Alright, so same thing in reverse here. We're going to just slap the tire in. We got the axle out, everything good to go. So we'll slide her up underneath, put it in reverse. The axle lock nut is 65 foot-pounds, and then the drum brake like position pin, whatever it's called, is 51 foot-pounds. So let's get those taken care of. Slide her up under here. Should go smooth. It's a little tighter fit because this tire is actually to the proper air pressure and not completely shot like the one that we came off of it. And then for this one, we are going to lower the bike because that back tire is a lot heavier than the front. And there's just more to work around. Let's get that chain around. Pull back a little bit. We'll get this dropped down just a tad. Make it a little easier for us. Make sure everything's kind of lined up. Because if not, we're going to crash. So now we'll be able to maneuver it much easier. So this spacer is very important. Got to make sure that's in place. It's already fallen out twice on me. So shift the wheel all the way to the right side. Give yourself as much space as possible over here. Get that spacer in place. Bring the wheel out. Chain's already around it. We'll have to adjust that a little bit, but it's always fun doing this by yourself. Alright, there we go. Once you get the axle started, the rest is pretty easy. You just got to take the weight off of it. About halfway through. Get the tires straightened up. Make sure this drum is in the right position. Or close to it. Probably take this out so we don't fight it later. There's another spacer on this side that's got to go in here once we get the axle through. Alright, got that bike lowered down a little bit more. Axle wants to somewhat work with us now. Drum in the right spot, put your spacer in, and now just gotta get that lined up, maybe just a little crank higher, just a hair. Give us some wiggle room. There we go. Started through now. So I believe. Yep. There she comes. Alright. Before we care about the brake or anything, let's get this washer on. Okay, so we got the nut on and mostly threaded on, but before it gets too tight, you want to get this drum brake in the right position, because afterwards, most of the time the drum brake does not want to spin, which is a good thing, but you don't want to have to torque it all the way down and then take it back off because you did what I just did and forget to set the drum. So that only has to be threaded on. We'll torque that down in a second. Let's get this thing torqued to 65 properly this time with the drum in the right position. And you're going to say, well, what about the spring? You don't got to worry about this spring down here. You can move that around. That all comes apart. So let's go to 65 on this. Alright, 2 clicks. We know she's there. And then I believe that is a 12 millimeter. Let's check. That's 10, so that would make sense that it doesn't fit. 12. Alright. Let's take this down to 55 real fast. Seems like a lot, but again, brakes are your friend when used properly. Most important, the cotter pin. You gotta get this in there. You don't want this coming loose while you're riding. And yeah, probably should replace this, but this one's still pretty stiff. I'm not worried about it. I've reused them before. Never had an issue. They don't fall out. Unless when you're putting it on, it snaps in half and breaks. Don't need to replace it. Now let's just get this in place. Push that all the way back. We can get that in there. Alright. We'll be right back. We'll get this in. We'll move on to the next thing. So I forgot to film an outro for the last video, so I'm going to do that right now. But you saw we got the bike completely torn down. We got the wheels off, new tires put on both front and back, and that all reassembled. In this video we're going to get it cleaned up, and we're going to get the coils checked out and the battery put in and get this thing started. So we will do that in the next video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you over there. Bye.